Yeah. Tell me, anybody is having any other doubts?
Sir?
Yeah. Tell me, Rasta.
Actually, in mapping tab, we have to give the connection, sir. So like a source
Yes.
table,
Yes. Yes.
target
Source
table.
connection,
By
target
the time
connection.
we have, yeah, by the time we have to in target load type. Every time we have to choose that normal one. What is the difference between normal and bulk here?
Okay. Okay. So basically, right. So target load type, bulk and normal. So the bulk mode we are going to
Yeah.
use. Yes, bulk mode we are going to use when we wanted to do data dumping. Data dumping means there is no transformation logic, just dump all the data from source to target, and there is no primary keys defined. Okay, so that situation it be that when we say target load type is bulk. Okay, so in Informatica integration service will not look what kind of data I'm loading, whether I'm do I have indexes on top of it or not, or do I have unique indexes created, do I have constants created. So it will not look for anything, it will just dump it. Okay, so 1,000, 10,000 records, 20,000 records, batch by batch it will try to dump it. So it will not look for anything. Okay, so we are going to use the bulk mode for data dumping process. Provided when we use bulk mode, there should not be any constraints, there should not be any indexes, there should not be any other thing defined on the database on that particular table. When we say normal mode, okay, so this is going to be used when we have primary keys constraints created on top of a table. Okay, when we say constraint, when we create a constraint, so if you use bulk mode, so it will not look for data, right? So how the data is coming, it will not look. But when we create a constraint, we have to look whether the data which is loading in this particular table is unique or not null or not. When we define a primary key constraint, so for sure we are telling, for sure we are making sure that that table in that particular column there should be unique values and not null values. So Informatica integration service should understand, should check each and every record, the record is unique or not null or not. So in the bulk mode, it will not look for all those things. So that is the reason whenever any constraints defined on top of a table, so bulk mode is not recommended. We should not use bulk mode. We have to use normal mode. Bulk mode we have to use only when the data dump that we have to do.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubts to anyone? Guys, anybody is having any other doubts? No, no doubts, no doubts. Guys, so if no doubt, then I'll move on to Unix concepts. Shall I move on to Unix?
Yes, Bhaskar, you can proceed.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So just let me know. So when it comes to Unix, right, in real time, so we are going to use two tools. One is PuTTY. Okay, one is PuTTY. PuTTY is one tool. Okay, so which is going to use to connect Unix server. Okay, now we are in a Windows machine. So now if you wanted to connect to Unix, we are going to use PuTTY as one tool. Okay, in order to use this PuTTY, we have to use, we should know what is the host name. Okay, so first, once we give the host name, for suppose already I have one host name, so it is going to open this black page. Here we should give username and password. We should have access for it. So for that we have to raise a request and we have to get the access to Unix. Okay, password you have to give. Okay. Once we connect to, so once we give the password, as soon as we click on enter, so this dollar symbol is going to come. So this means that I have connected to this particular host, this particular server. Okay, I have connected to this particular server. Now there are specific Unix commands that we have to use. Okay, so whatever the operation that we wanted to do in Unix, we have to use commands only. So we will not be having any other options. We will have to use only commands. Okay, for suppose if I wanted to display all the folders present in this particular directory, or all the files or everything. So ls is the command we are going to use. pwd is the command we are going to see in which directory we are in right now. So we are in this particular directory. Okay, because even in Windows also, right? So even in Windows also, like we are going to use these folders, no? This folder. So there are many folders that we are going to use, right? So all these folders, like these folders also will be present in Unix, but so we will not be having options as like in Windows to go to that to go to those folders and all. So to go to everywhere we have to use Unix commands only. Okay, so whenever we wanted to move to any other directory, we have to use cd command, cd, and we have to give the path so that we will go to that directory. Okay, this is one tool, and we do have WinSCP. So WinSCP is another tool we are going to use to connect Unix server. So even in real time, we are going to use both the tools. Okay, so even when to connect to this WinSCP also, we should know what is the host name that we wanted to connect. See the same goes CA2UNIF 05D. CA2UNIF 05D. Okay, so like this we have to use the server. Okay, so how WinSCP is going to be is like, so one side the Windows machine or local machine, the other side is the Unix machine. Okay, whenever it is very easy for us to copy any files if you wanted to copy from local machine to Unix machine. But by using putty, if you wanted to connect, then we will have to use FTP, SFTP commands to connect to local machine, to local server, and then we will have to use mget, mput commands to download files or to upload files. So everything in putty we will go with the commands only. Okay, but here, so we can directly move on. So in WinSCP we can directly go to the folders or go to the paths wherever we wanted, and whenever we wanted to do any changes, so all those changes we can do like this. All these changes also we can do. We can directly open it, we can type it, we can save it, we can close it. Okay, so this is how WinSCP is going to work. Now for suppose I have this path, so cd space path, it will go to the script path. So if I say pwd, now we are in this directory. So in this directory, if you wanted to see what are the list of objects present, ls says only list, ls minus ltr says each directory or each file, when it is created, what kind of permissions it is having, and who is the owner of it, who created it and who is the owner of it, and when it got created. All this information will be present by using ls minus ltr. If you wanted to identify only some pattern matches, ls minus ltr star.ksh means if I wanted to display only the .ksh files, okay, star.ksh, it is going to display only .ksh. The star says,
sir,
yeah, tell me.
Screen was stuck. Your screen was stuck. Maybe what you told, what the screen present is not connecting.
Can you check now?
Yeah. Now it's clear.
Okay, so ls minus so here, right? So we have to write a command ls minus ltr star dot ksh means it is going to list out all the files which are ending with .ksh. Okay, it is going to list out all the files which are ending with ksh. Okay, for suppose I wanted to list ls minus ltr npm star, means first three letters should be npm, and so which all the files are the directories which are starting with npm. Okay, so like this we are going to use. So we have many Unix commands. Okay, if you look into this material, you have many Unix commands where you can see for the different operations, different commands are going to be used. Okay, but so just do remember, so this is how the Unix is going to be. So Unix we are going to use in real time to use for the file system. Okay, so Unix is going to use to process the file system. If source is a flat file, the data will be present, the source files will be present in Unix server. So we should know minimum Unix, at least to how do we connect to PuTTY, and how do we go to a certain directory, and how do we see the files. Okay, at least we should know that information. So that is the reason I'm just explaining how this PuTTY is going to looks like, how WinSCP is going to looks like. Okay, so WinSCP, it is very easy to navigate from one place to another place. So that is the reason it will be easy to handle. So almost all the projects we are going to use that. So that this is going to be a little easier part. Okay, see, if you see here, all the parameter files are present here. Okay, all the source files are present here. All the source files are present here. All the scripts are present here. Okay, like this, in each of the folder, all the log files will be present here. All the log files will be present here. So like this. So when we wanted to move from one directory to another directory, it will be easy in PuTTY, sorry, in WinSCP. So because Windows session and this one, Unix box, both will be two sides. Half of the screen is Windows, half of the screen is this one, Unix. So even when we wanted to copy file from Unix to local or local to Unix, so everything will be like similar. Just drag and drop from here to here, or drag and drop from here to here. That's it. But when you wanted to do the same operation with PuTTY, you have to use FTP SFTP commands, and you have to give the user host name, you have to give the username, you have to connect to that server, and you have to use mget or mput. Mget is to download the files, or mput is to upload the files. So like that, you have to use all the commands. Okay, so that is the reason. So first, at least you have basic idea of WinSCP, so that when you get into a project, it will be easy for you. And also I will give you one tool. Okay, Unix online practice tool. Okay, so when you wanted to whenever you wanted to practice Unix commands, right, you can use that tool. The way there you can practice your Unix commands, all your Unix commands.
Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is file extension KSH.
Yes, KSH means shell scripts. Okay, we'll be having shell scripts.
Okay.
That is a shell script actually. Okay, even let me explain one of the shell script also, how the skeleton is going to be. We do have shell scripts whenever we wanted to do any kind of operations in a script. Okay, in a Unix server, we are going to prepare a shell script. Okay, so what is the skeleton of a shell script? So basically, so this shell script is using to transfer files from Windows server to Unix server. Okay, and so the skeleton of shell script is going to be first the bin directory. So there will be directories. Okay, so those will be present in bin folder, and the bin folder and sh shell script. Sorry, sh means shell script. Okay, so this bin directory path should be present in a shell script, and then description. So this description should be present, and that should be commented, and who prepared this script. Okay, and what is the description? Okay, and version. So what is the version and for what we are doing it? Okay, and then we'll be having functions, and then we'll be having main script. Okay, so in the main script, so we are going to use all the parameters. So we have to create all the, we have to list down all the parameters. We have to list down all the parameters, and we are going to call those functions somewhere here. So cd destination folder means this destination folder is a variable which is created here. See, destination folder is created. This is a variable. Okay, so for this variable, this value is getting assigned. So whenever we wanted to use this value in the entire script, we don't need to copy the same value multiple places. We can create one variable and we can use that variable wherever we wanted to call. Okay, so here file transfer underscore f, this is the function we are calling. So file transfer underscore f is the function is here. Okay, so it will come here, it will execute it. Okay, and then so $src folder, $src folder means src folder is a variable which is created here. Src folder. So this hash mark says it is a commented line. When we wanted to comment any line in script, we are going to use this hash mark.
Do we need to write any scripts here, or it's not required?
Where? When you get into real
Whatever
time.
the script you have. Yes.
Yeah, that is again depends. But but we will say that we know what is the pseudocode of a shell script. Okay, pseudocode means what are the things that should be present. This bin path should be present, the description should be present, functions may present, may not present, and variables, we have to define the variables, and then we have to call the functions. We have to execute the main script. This is the pseudocode of a shell script. Okay, but we will directly say that I did not prepare any shell scripts. Okay, I have knowledge on how do we create a shell script, and Unix knowledge I have very minimal. Okay, so if I get any opportunity, then I will try to create it.
Okay.
So that is going to be a very rare scenario. 1 out of 100 projects.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how the shell script is going to be. So even the sample shell scripts also present in our material. You can go through them, and you can take the Unix commands also, just go through them. Okay, for each of the what are the different commands that we have to use that is present in the material. You can take them, you can use, you can practice them. I'm going to give one online online tutorial link where you can practice Unix commands. Okay, so just practice Unix commands there, and whenever you see any kind of issues, let me know. I will help you there actually. But so in majorly, you should know how the Unix are going to be used in real time. So the same thing I have explained here.
And what are the major commands we will use in the project? Like, for example, in a session, if you want to touch any file or if you want to touch any parameter variable, we will use command.
Yes, see, all you have to do, so when you wanted to create a file, you have to use touch command. And when you wanted to add data into a file, you have to use vi command. Vi is the editor. So when you wanted to edit a file, we have to use vi. Okay, and when you wanted to see the data in a file, we have to use cat command. And when you wanted to see only first 5 lines of a command, first 5 lines of a file, we are going to use head -5. And if you wanted to see last 5 lines, tail -5. Okay, head command, we have to see from top how many number of rows we wanted to see from a file. Tail, we are going to see from bottom how many number of lines that we wanted to see. Okay, and there are SED command. SED is to find and replace or delete n number of line. Okay, or if you wanted to identify like in 5th column what is the values, we are going to use SED command. So whenever we wanted to find whenever we wanted to see what are the list of processes are executing, PS command. Okay, and if you wanted to kill any process, kill -9 the process IDs. Okay, so like that for each of the scenario. So if you wanted to zip all the files into a single zip, so we are going to use star command. Okay, so we have unzip command to unzip the files if there is any zip file present. So if you wanted to unzip, then we have to use unzip command. Okay, so if you wanted to search for a pattern in an entire string, we are going to use grep command. Okay, so all these commands are present in our material. Okay, so as per the requirement, as per your requirement, however, like as per your requirement, whatever the operation you wanted to use, so for that command you have to use it. Okay, I'll give online tutorial for Unix commands. Okay, so along with the material which we have, right? So you can just go through there. There you can see the like clear examples. Okay, and how you have to use, what the different options are present for each of the command. So whoever wish to learn that, even they can. I'll give you the online tutorial link also. Okay. So from my side, I have to give tutorial link for Unix commands and online link to practice Unix commands, because this putty and all we cannot install in our Windows machine, because Windows Unix server will not be there in our local laptops. That's the reason we will not be able to use this putty command, putty or WinSCP to connect to Unix servers. Okay.
So whatever the online site is there, can we connect with our laptop, or
yes,
like for
in our
example we are
laptop.
doing mappings?
No. Those things we will not connect it. See, only thing is you have to practice. You have to practice Unix commands like touch command. So when you wanted to remember something, right, you have to practice it.
Yes.
Okay. So for that practice purpose only, you can use that. If you practice those commands, that will be well and good. So that will be more than sufficient. When you get into real time, you will understand, because in real time server, right, you can use putty and you can connect to it. Okay, everything will be connected in real time. Okay. You practice until that, so that will be more than sufficient, Satish.
Okay.
Okay. And what else is present? Yeah, those two I'm going to provide. I'll upload this mapping documents and unit test case document, code review documents also in the drive, and I'll upload the resumes. That is a task pending from my end. Okay.
And
so with this,
what about the storage process, Bhaskar?
Store procedure we don't need, Satish, because if we go into store procedure, right, so that is going to be a very hectic thing. Okay, people will get confused. It's not mandatory anyway. Okay, so whenever people says that, because of that only, like they are rejecting, then that time you just let me know. I'll help you there. But I don't think so. They are mandatorily needed for an informatica developer. Okay. Yeah.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So then with this, I can say I can conclude this batch is completed. Okay. Thank you so much for your participation. Hope everybody understood classes.
We need to say thanks to you to complete the successful for the entire sessions.
Yes. So now it is from your turn. Now this is your turn to start practicing it. And